This is David Diengenda from Madman.TV. I am here with Michael from DAZN, Michael Ridout from DAZN. Hopefully we said it correctly. First of all, how are you?
Nicely pronounced, David. I'm great, thank you. Brilliant day, and I'm very well.
Fabulous. And we just get straight into it because, we've got, the Undisputed Championship of the World here at Wembley on July 19th. First of all, how excited are you to finally get a fight of this magnitude here at Wembley?
Yeah, very excited, and it's not finally because we were here only last year for Dubois and Usyk, which is incredible. We were in a stadium last week at Tottenham, obviously for Ben Eubank. So it's we're on a pretty darn good run, and boxing as a whole is on an amazing run. Incredible fight, weekend after weekend, and virtually all of them, if not all of them, are live on DAZN. So it's great, but this fight in particular is a rematch that people want to see. Will it be revenge for Daniel, or will it be repeat for Alexander? We shall see.
Absolutely, and obviously to have a fight like this on DAZN, talk to me about the run that you guys had on DAZN, really, because you just had the big fight at the weekend at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. You obviously got the fights this weekend in New York and obviously in Saudi Arabia with Canelo and William Skull for the undisputed title. Does this sort of show the ambition that DAZN has for the sport of boxing?
Yeah, look, I think we've shown that ambition now for the last few years. We've made a real conscious effort to build ourselves as the global home of boxing, and I think we deliver on that promise. We'll do over 185 events this year. Queensbury obviously came on board in April, and that has already started to pay dividends with the announcement of this fight. We've got two brilliant Queensbury events in May. We've got a great matchroom show in May as well, at the Copper Box with Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen. So we go every single weekend with 2, 3, 4, 5 shows sometimes of real quality, and our mission is to deliver every single big fight to our fans at DAZN.
Absolutely. And how important have Queensbury been to DAZN so far? Obviously they just joined the platform this year.
Yep.
How have they been as partners so far? Because they're one of the biggest promotions in the world, and they're sort of starting to show the kind of fights they're putting on, like obviously this fight coming up, and then obviously June 7th as well. You've got the fight between Fabio Wardley, who's here, and Jerome Baby Miller. Like, how have Queensbury, how you guys been treated, or Queensbury, and how have Queensbury been treating you guys?
Yeah, it's been great, and look, we knew it would. We worked with them sort of through the Riyadh season relationship, as Queensbury promoted a lot of those events. So we've had good experience of working together before the kind of official relationship started in April. And as I said earlier, we challenged them to deliver the biggest events possible to DAZN. I don't think I expected within 3 or 4 weeks of the relationship that they'd deliver us the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship fight at Wembley Stadium. But fair play to them, Great work by George and Frank and the team. They're great to work with. They've made a real focus on the heavyweight division in the last few years. That if they don't have the heavyweight champion, that at least their men get into the position to challenge for it. And in Daniel, they've obviously got a world champion who's now in the position to fight for all 4 belts. And it'll be the first time in the UK that all 4 heavyweight belts have been on the line. It's an amazing moment for UK boxing fans. And it's obviously a brilliant time to be a DAZN subscriber.
Absolutely, and what a place to be a DAZN subscriber. You've got all these promotions that you mentioned, Matchroom, you've got Queensbury, you've got Golden Boy as well. When you look at these sort of promoters on one platform as well, does it make it easier to sort of put on the biggest and the best fights possible? And would you sort of expect perhaps Matchroom and Queensbury to do like a co-promotional together, perhaps like outside of Riyadh season or Ring Magazine sort of fight cards?
Yeah, David, nothing is ever easy in boxing, that is for sure. But bringing the promoters together on the same platform has at least removed one of the barriers that may have existed to make certain fights. So I am very hopeful that in the near future you're going to see some really strong collaboration between Matchroom, Queensbury, Golden Boy, 1 or 2 others, where we'll start seeing those fighters from rival stables fight each other. Because whilst they're competing on the same platform, do not get me wrong, these guys are still very much rivals. They want to have their fighters winning week in, week out. They want their shows to be the highest rated. So it's great, that competition is good. We want that competition. We want each promoter to put on the best fights they possibly can, because ultimately that delivers the most amount of value for our subscribers.
And obviously, Daniel Dubois coming back at Wembley again, a couple months, like 6-7 months after his triumphant victory over Anthony Joshua at this very stadium as well. from a British point of view as well, how important is having someone like Daniel Dubois sort of like being in a big fight like this for DAZN and for the subscribers here in the UK, really, who perhaps been following, you know, Dubois sort of progress since his early days, perhaps, you know, when he was fighting, or perhaps on TNT Sport and then previously on BT Sport as well?
Yeah, it's really important. I think what the British fight fans have shown over the last few years, in particular with the emergence of more regular stadium shows, is we have the best fight fans in the world. So for the promoters, the boxers, the broadcasters to repay the faith that those fans have shown in us and deliver massive fights in front of them is incredible. And we saw on Saturday night what happens when you get all the ingredients right. Brilliant fight, two incredibly well-known participants, a result that nobody knew, nobody could be sure what was going to happen. You then get the result that we saw, which was just an amazing night. And I think July 19th will be exactly the same. Nobody can say, hand on heart, what's going to happen. Nobody can say Alexander's 100% going to win. Nobody can say Daniel's 100% going to win. And that's the beauty of big fights. You want the best of the best, which is what we've got here, number one, number two in the world, fighting each other in a seriously competitive fight, and I can't wait.
From a boxing point of view as well, like from a fan point of view as well, like does it sort of make, because we know boxing is a very tough industry, putting fights together, bringing people together, but do you think putting on fights like this just makes it worthwhile and shows everybody why boxing is a sport that sort of attracts millions?
Yeah, absolutely. Dana White actually says it best. Dana White says it's fighting's in our DNA, we are all fighters. And the best example he uses is if you're at another sporting event and a fight breaks out in the crowd, what do people watch?
The fight in the crowd.
Everybody's attention turns to the fight. We all love fights. We all have it in us, that innate competitive nature that when two people get in a fight, you want to know what the outcome is. And that is a very easy concept to translate across the world. Certain sports don't necessarily resonate in every single market. Take cricket to America, for example, it's a tough sell. Take baseball to outside of America, it's a tough sell. But boxing just works. And that's why when we got involved in boxing, we expanded at the time from maybe 10 or 15 core markets to a global platform, now available in over 200 markets, because boxing works. Boxing sells, boxing translates, and you know, our mission now as DAZN, as a broadcaster, is to deliver the best global fights to our global subscribers.
And obviously, just finally from me, in terms of like the lineup that you guys got so far, you know, obviously we got Canelo and William Skull on Saturday. We've obviously got, you know, the Ring Magazine sort of fight cards at Times Square as well, and you've got Allen versus, you know, Johnny Fisher on May 17th as well. Is there like any more fights in the works that you guys got coming up, or is there like a particular fight that you're particularly looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to our May schedule. May 10th, Nottingham, Kakachi Wood, in front of a packed out Nottingham arena. That is going to be a brilliant fight. Fisher Allen, I was there for the first fight in Saudi Arabia. Probably surprised us a little bit how competitive that fight was. What's going to happen in the rematch? Nobody knows. Can't wait for that one. May 24th, Josh Taylor returns to Scotland. It's always special when Josh fights in front of his home crowd, and that's a real tough fight against Echo Esserman. The return of Moses Towner on that card as well. Probably the hottest tipped heavyweight prospect in the world. He'll be in action on May 24th. And then we'll have a little break, May 31st, the Champions League final. Then we're back June 7th, as you say, with Fabio Wardi at Ipswich Stadium, which will be just a brilliant show. You know, Fabio is so passionate about Ipswich Football Club, and for him to fight at home will be a great moment for him. Hopefully he's victorious, and then he'll go on to even bigger fights in the future. So a really, really exciting schedule upcoming on DAZN.
Has he tried to convince you to be an Ipswich Town fan?
He has not, and he wouldn't have much success, I'll be honest. Whilst I can't really gloat about the performance of my team at the moment, which is Manchester United.
That's all right.
I unfortunately, or fortunately, it's something that my parents brought me up supporting, and you cannot change. Therefore, my children are Manchester United fans, and my children's children will hopefully be Manchester United fans. And that's just the way it is.
And do you think those kind of fights like Fabio Wardi at Ipswich, Daniel Dubois here, do you think those are the kind of fights that can make a real superstar in your eyes.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really good point. The promotion has already been brilliant for that fight. Fabio's already been at Ipswich matches onto the pitch. There'll be more and more planned as we lead up to June 7th. And I think he's had a few coming out parties, but this will be his biggest bang. Doing it in front of the home crowd, put on a spectacular performance, get the victory, and move on to hopefully world title fights in the future.
On that note, it's an absolute pleasure talking to you. We're very excited about this fight and the schedule on DAZN. For those who will be looking to watch this fight and other fights as well, where can people go and watch?
Head to DAZN.com/boxing. Sign up. You can sign up for a month. You can sign up for a year. I'd recommend signing up for a year. It's better value, and you're guaranteed incredible fights. And also, get the bundle for this weekend. 2 extraordinary events: Friday night in New York, Saturday night in Canelo. You can buy both fights together. It's a special deal. Do that and have a brilliant weekend.
And on that note, we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And we love the suit as well, looking dapper as well, and representing DAZN as well.
Good to meet you, Dave.
Thank you very much.